Shalom, shalom. Uh, Boy, I don't even think that thing is it, ow. Oh, crap. Yes, yes, y'all. Yes. Yeah, it's already 7, man. I forgot. I set up this I set up that I set up give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. I set up the schedule and I put it on private. So I put it on private. So I um I put that thing on private. So the live, the notification went private. So it is just now I realize whoa, what the hell? That thing it went private. So I couldn't schedule it again. So I had to do it now, do it live. We do it live. I can go right at it, do it live. This freaking thing sucks. We do it live. So I didn't schedule it, so we're doing it live. All right? We do it live. Beloved, welcome to part 5 of the study. All right. This thing keep telling me this stuff is full. You can free up the ice one. And I know that thing is so. Not now. Ah. Forgive me, beloved. There you go. Got the kids, and a lot of people are coming in and out of the room. Well, the house. So forgive me. I have a lot. What? What would she? That woman is crazy. All right, all right. There you go. Give me a one if you can see me and hear me well. We are going to move in. Welcome, beloved. Today is Noga, and yesterday we had studied. We had reached where they tested 2 rings. They tested the one for uh, the to travel, great distance in the future, and they tested one where the angel with the pink wing that flies super speed to the planet Venus and brought Noga herself, so to speak, onto the young captain, and then Noga ended up insulting the Sultan. Again, one of the main reason you don't insulted the kings and the queens and the prophets and the so-called high priests because they are all initiates. They may be enemies, but they know each other to one plan. If you talk bad about them, they will know because they have entities that are working for them. Back then, no one that ever be a king or some kind of high position were working alone. They have other invisible entities working for them and with them. Sensei had made me watch a movie. I'm pretty sure none of you are even aware of this movie. Very weird movie. It was the French version that I watched, but it's an American. I believe it's a German movie made with American actors. Some kind. I think it's a European movie. The movie in French it is called Le Pacte avec le Diable, which roughly translated the pact with the devil. And the true name is called Canes. Okay, Canes as a walking Canes. Canes. It came out in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Canes. That's the name of the movie with Michael Madsen, the fellow that played Kill Bill. He used to be his son. Literally a year ago, in 2022, his son had delayed himself. He died 988. So the movie name, no, not King. Canes. Canes. Caes. As a walking Canes. Not Citizen Kane though, but Canes, not Kings. Yeah, Canes. Caens. It's quite rare, but the version you will find the French version. It's on YouTube for free. That's the French version. It's called Le Pacte avec le Diable. All right. If you can find the English version, you can watch it. All right. And this movie, and he had well, it was a lesson. In fact, he told me this not a movie at all. It's not a movie at all. It's not a movie at all. It's not like a fake story, so to speak. It is like a real story. Why am I bringing this in? You must understand the so-called bankers, those big lawyers, those guys that have big businesses. They have billion-dollar stuff. They have other entities working for them. They have other entities working with them. They belong to certain group of people that did terrible things to get what they had. Most of them, not all of them, though. Again, I do not dive into the whole Illuminati things. Of course, this thing does exist, but brethren, once you don't know what kind of power they wield, you are afraid of them. Now we know what they do, what kind of power they wield. They submit unto the dark force. They submit unto demon. We do not submit unto neither demon nor angels. They all submit unto us. Why? Because we are the child of the light. We are the representation of the Holy One Himself upon this earth. Therefore, the Most High God Almighty do not submit unto man's spirit or devils or whatever you want to call it. So do we. We do not submit unto those things. So now we understand those people have certain type of weakness, and their weakness or money, power, and all this nonsense. Forced weaknesses. That is why you do not. One of the main reason insulted those people that are in high places, such as a king or a queen, in the midst of the high initiate, because they all know each other. I have learned that there are certain places. If you are able to reach those places spiritually, those guys will have great respect for you, even though you are their enemy. They can see you reach that place that well they pay a hell of a lot of money to reach. For instance, for the folks that are going to quote unquote get involved with our first voyage, uh, you will see certain things. You might be able to, and it depends on where you're going to go. You might be able to encounter certain people, you know, and over there is no secrets like there's secrets over here. You know, you will see certain things. You will encounter certain order. You're like, oh, so now I'm not afraid of you anymore. Certain people made you seems like a god, but you're not. You are not a god. Okay, all right. Um, let me see. Good, beloved. Since we stopped yesterday and page 36. This book only has 70 pages. We had stopped in page 36. Now let us move. We had this is the Nogahite ring. To make those things, you're gonna have to get the book. You have to make it exactly the way that it is in there, exactly like that. All right. This is not, beloved. This is not something when you see it, you're like, oh, this is like some a child's written and stuff. No, that's how it is written. That's how you're supposed to make it. Okay, the way that it is there. All right, Bridget, let us keep on moving. Then again, this is in French. We will read it and we will translate it in English. There's the version in English, however, it is co-opt. Well, or anything that been translated in English, it's just like they dropped the ball on that. So we are going to go ahead and translate it back and forth. So I will not again type the name of power because there are so much. Forgive me, I'll let the windows open. There are so much names of power. If somebody can help me, if you're reading the English version, we are on page 36. You may want to type it in there, but it's gonna take me too much time to do this. Again, beloved, this is La Poule Noire, aka the black pullet. Okay, a pullet is a female chicken. A male chicken is a rooster. All right, they're just talking about an encounter, certain events, and things like that. Page 36. Fair warnings, full disclaimer and full disclosure. We are not here to tell you we're not forcing anything to you. We are not telling you to learn magic. We are not, you are here on your own. If you're here, you want to study with us, we'll study with you. We will share information. But what we will not tolerate is bully or anybody that will come over here try to tell us we're going to hell if we don't practice what they practice, if we don't follow what they follow. We are not about that. We are knowledge seekers. We are students. We are studying. Talisman des trésors et l'anneau. Ce talisman et anneau, me dit le vieillard, ce ne sont pas les moins précieux. Ils vous feront découvrir tous les trésors qui existent et vous en assurant la possession. Placez l'anneau au second doigt de votre main droite. Fermez le talisman avec le pouce et le petit doigt et la main gauche et dites 1, 2, 3 words. Now, page 36, it says talisman des trésors et l'anneau. It means literally translated as pentacle, okay, treasures, pentacle, and rings. Rings of the talisman of treasures and pentacles, okay? All right. Say talisman of rings and pentacles. Let me see if it's this one. All right, thank you, Sister Elsie Slayton. That's the 3 words that is said. The old man say, take this ring. He said, take this ring. Put it in your second finger of your right arm. Well, your right hand. Second. Remember when we are counting 1, 2, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. If we are counting backward, we go fifth, fourth, third, second, and first. So logically, he would have put it in the Zedekite finger. That's my daughter. And the Zedekite finger, say, okay, he said, put this finger, and he said, this ring, okay, this is an example, okay, brothers. I do not possess those rings that will make you find treasures and gold and stuff like that. This is just an example. This is just a ring. It's consecrated, powerful, but this is a ring. Okay, it's not that ring. All right. So he said this ring is a will make you will able you to find precious things and treasures. Okay, whatever that is exists, you will find it with this ring. He said, put it in your second finger of your right hand. Okay, so he put it in the second finger of his right hand. All right. Okay. All right. He put it there. It said, all right, now close the talisman within your right thumb and the close the talisman with the right thumb like this, with your little finger, which is in your hand, which is on your left hand, and say those three words, Sister Elsie. Could you please tap the word again? He said, close the talisman with your the big the Nogahite, okay, finger, okay, cover it with the Nogahite finger, and then use the I believe, what finger is that again? It's in the paper. The Nogahite finger, and then put this finger upon it, and then pronounce those three words that the sister puts in there. And then he said those three words: 1, 2, 3. All right. This is like a sign. All right. I don't know how it just covered like this. Something like that. It could be anywhere, but that's the gesture that he had made. All right. Il said those three words. Je répétais ces trois mots. Et 7 génies autant bassanés paruront, portant chacun un grand sac de peau qu'ils videraient à mes pieds et qu'ils renfermeraient les pièces d'or qui roulaient au milieu de la salle où nous étions. The moment he said those three words, and the light speed, boom, 7 genie come with giant sack of skin sack, like giant not duffel bag. You see those giant laundry bags? Anybody familiar with those giant laundry bags? Loaded on their back, 7 of them. They all run right up in front of him, and then they just pour those giant bags. And then gold, all matter of gold and precious stone, fell right in front of him, covering the whole place. The golds are running around, and he can hear the ring, the chain, anything that are made out of gold is like whirling all over the place. You can hear the gold sound. 7 bags with 7 genie. Rucksack, is that what that is? Anyway. Je n'avais pas remarqué qu'un des génies avait sur l'épaule une oiseau noire dont la tête était couverte d'une espèce de chaperon. C'est cet oiseau, me dit le vieillard, qui leur fait découvrir tout ce trésor. Je croyais pas que ce soit une partie de celui qui vous avez vu ici. Vous pouvez vous en assurer vous-même. Vous êtes pour moi la vérité elle-même. Lui, répondis-je, et quoi, mon père? Pouvez-vous croire que je vous fasse l'injure de dompter? Il fit un signe au génie, il remit l'or dans les sacs et disparut. Vous voyez, mon fils, quelles sont les vertus et les propriétés de ces talismans et de ces anneaux. Lorsque vous les connaîtrez toutes, vous pourrez, sans mon secours, opérer tel prodige que vous jugerez à propos. Remettez dans la cassette ce dont vous avez fait l'épreuve et prêt ici. He said, the moment the 7 genie with those giant bags, those giant not grocery bags, those giant laundry bags, pour all those gold in front of them. And then the old man looked at him. He said, this is the kind of thing you can do without my help once you've done your training. But When he looked upon the 7 genie, he saw one of them. He didn't see that though when they were putting the gold. He saw one of them. He had a black bird upon his shoulder. The bird has like some type of chaperone. The bird had like a great. The bird had like a little cap thing covering its head and his face. You see how back in the 18, well, during the Wild West era, a hood cover head, but it's like a veil that fell in front of the bird. It covered its eyes. It looks like you see the movie Toy Story, Bo Peep. Anybody familiar with Toy Story 1, 2, or 3? The little cowboy girl, Bo Peep. It has like, those grandmother used to bonnet. Is that what that is? A bonnet. There's a song about it. A grandma bonnet, Bonnet, a bonnet. But it's like it's covered its face, it's covered eyes. Okay, so it won't see. But it's a very black bird that is upon one of the genie shoulders. And the old man said, "You see this bird? It is because of this bird that they are able to find all those gold." Some of you may be familiar with this stuff. Anybody familiar with cockfight? Have you ever been to a cockfight? Anyone you never seen anything like that? Where are my Puerto Rican? Where are the Mexican here? Am I by myself? Where are the Haitian? Anybody ever witnessed a cockfight? Yeah, and in English you say hood, but just to and in French you say something else. Huh? Anybody ever witness the cockfights? It's amazing. If you haven't, it's yeah, Jamaica, but this thing is all over the island, man. This thing is amazing, man. You see, a rooster is very territorial. A rooster is super territorial. If a rooster is in the midst, is in a place like in a house or like in a farm, that's the only rooster. The rooster is king there. If another rooster came in here try to mess with this chicken, it will fight. They are very territorial. If a rooster even see another rooster passing by, they will just fight. Rarely you don't see roosters fight. So now the guys that do the cockfights, okay, a proper name for a male rooster is calling a cock. The male chicken, aka the rooster, the cock, they have to put a hood over its head so it won't see other chicken or other rooster. They have to put a socks over their head. So if they see, okay, if they see other rooster, they will fight. Okay, they will fight. All right. There is a DC super villain. I believe his name is King Cock or Alpha Cock. He actually won something for being the nom de plume or something like that. The Joker was talking about. They have to cover their eyes. Okay, certain birds like a falcon, they have to cover their eyes because they are trained to look at certain things. Those roosters, brethren, they are trained really well. They are very violent. If you hold a fighting rooster in your hand and then they don't have a socks over their eyes, they will just beat you. They will just like hit you. That's why they have to put a socks over their eyes. Okay, so they don't do this. Some of them rooster, they breed them to fight. I had we will call it a cousin that used to fight chickens. He used to fight cocks. So this dude trained me in this art of knowing the certain things that you feed this chicken, and then you have to shave its neck. You have to shave the chicken necks you have to take the plume, you have to take the feather off his neck, and then you have to take key lime, and then take the juice and rub his neck, rub his thighs, and then it will become rigid. Those things are violent, man. Those chicken, those roosters are violent because they were trained for this. All right. So yeah, I believe Chicken George, and the Roots. When I watched the whole series, man, that was a painful thing to watch. Chicken George used to fight chicken and stuff like that. He was a pharmacist and all that nonsense. But anyway, that's how they put something over their eyes so they won't see certain things. In fact, this chicken, this black pullet, that's what he saw. The black pullet, they put something over its eyes because the moment you remove it, it will looking for gold. It will just run around and then it will just go all over the place, and then it will just scratch places, and then it will scratch there, and then that's where the gold is, and then you will start digging, and then the gold is there. Okay, all right. So a rooster, the black pullet, help you find wherever the gold at. It will lead you to it. Wherever it is, it will find it, and then it won't stop until you put a hood over its head. It will hunt day and night. If you have time, you can do this, but if you can't, you will just cover its head. So that's why the genie had this bird upon his shoulders, and he can do this. This black chicken actually exists, Virgin. It's not like the black chicken, the I am ceramic. It could be. I don't know. It could be. Yeah, we had discussed this before. I had posted. Anybody remember where I posted the people that have this chicken in the house? If you have this black chicken, and quite a few people in the nation, to my surprise, had this thing. You never know. You can have one of them. All you need is 3 words, and you're going to activate it. You said it to the chicken, and then the moment the chicken hit it, it will go ahead and get you gold. It will go ahead and looking for that gold. The moment it get to a place, it will stop, and then it will dig the stuff. That's the book that I was reading like a year ago. So that's where the information is coming from. All right. For those of you that remember. He said, look, this is the ability, okay? That's this is the ability of this bird. This is something prestigious that the heavenly one brought us. And then the old man made a sign to the 7 genie. In a fraction of a second, they just go out there, they open the bag, they put all the gold back in there, and then they disappear. They're gone. He said, do you see, my son? With this ring, you will be able to do all those things that you see here without my help. And then he put it back in there. Okay? All right. You see? That's the ring to find the treasures. Okay? To activate the so-called the black pullet, so to speak. All right. Talisman et anneau acoustique, which mean pentacle and ring, acoustic pentacle and rings. Okay, the word acoustic. Somebody define the word acoustic. Okay, ce talisman et cet anneau vous feront découvrir les secrets les plus cachés. Vous pénétrerez partout sans être aperçus, et ils ne sont prononcera pas un seul mot dans l'univers qui ne vienne frapper votre oreille. Lorsque vous voudrez l'entendre vous-même, oui, ou qui ne vous soit rapporté par vos agents lorsque vous les en changerez. Pour vous le prouver, répétez ces mots. Somebody put the 4 words, the 4 words that he just said here. If Sister Elsie can help us with that. Vous pouvez vous le pouvez répéter ces mots en plaçant le talisman vers de votre oreille que vous tiendrez dans la main gauche où serait l'anneau. This word. Et j'ai entendu distinctement une voix qui me dit: le grand mogol vient de décider dans son conseil privé qu'il fallait déclarer la guerre à l'empereur de la Chine. Une autre voix me dit, tout en rumeur à Constantinople, on a élevé cette nuit la sultane favorite et le grand sultan au soir avait et fait jeter tous les eunuques tous dans la mer avec les avoirs coupé la tête. Au ciel, que de mots j'ai causé sans le pouvoir, m'écriai-je avec douleur. Eh bien, mon fils, me dit le vieillard, c'est une leçon pour vous apprendre à ne pas être esclave de vos passions. Et sachez, y même un frein, c'est un assez pour aujourd'hui. Demain, nous continuerons. Le lendemain, nous suivîmes le cours de nos opérations mystérieuses. Le génie ne nous en vont point quitter. Vous voyez, mon fils, me dit le vieillard, que tout devient facile avec la confiance et même pur et sans tâche. Il vous la cassette et en tira. Wow! This is deep. Let's define the word acoustic. Acoustic, the properties or quality of a room or building that determine how sound is transmitted in. Acoustic pentacles. He said, my son.
Okay, I found this on the web he said. Check it out.
Siri, can you please stop? Anyway, he said, this is the acoustic ring. Put it in your left finger. Put it on your ear. And repeat those 3 words the sisters type in there. And then he said, 1, 2, 3. The moment he said this, he can hear a voice say, the great Mongol decided to declare war on the emperor of China. And then the voice, he heard another one saying, did you hear that? They just kidnapped the sultan, the female sultan, the wife of the sultan, and they had take all the eunuchs and then they cut off their heads, they throw them in the sea, and the voice said another word. Oh, I don't know. All of those are rumors. And then he heard it, but the last one when he heard, they took all the eunuchs. Somebody defined this word eunuchs. They take all the eunuchs, they cut off their head, okay, they throw them in the sea, and then he took it off. And the old man say, you see, my son, a man need to have control over his passion. Anybody know why I say this? If you know what the eunuchs is. Anybody know what a eunuch? Not necessarily missing the 3rd leg. You see, Daniel was called a eunuch. Not necessarily. A eunuch. Men who has been castrated, especially in the past, one were employed to guard the women's living area in the Asian court. It's pretty much all over. Now, what is a eunuch? A eunuch is a man that they took this man, they remove his boys. Okay, they remove his eggs, his tests, or they remove the whole thing. Most of the time, they remove the whole thing. They just cut this man 11 finger. There's nothing he can do. They remove that. Why they do this? The king, the rich men back then, they can do pretty much everything. They don't want their wives to do anything. To most of you surprise, the so-called wives and queen princess back then did more things than the kings. When you read letters from women are sending to other women, you're like, what the? I thought, what is this? But they speak in codes. Those women who are really good when they are speaking in codes. They use words like sugar cane. They use words like something sweet. And then you think like they're talking about food, but that's not what that is. Once they do that to a man, they put those men to watch over the queen and the sultan. And what is a female sultan? And in French, they call it the sultan. They just like it's a female sultan. The wife of the sultan, the wife of the queen, the princesses. They were surrounded by eunuchs. In other words, those guys were quote unquote cowboys because they cannot do anything with those women, but they were there to serve them. There is another thing that happened back during Shaka Zulu. When Shaka Zulu, he had over 40 concubines. One of them cheated on him. He had all of them drowned. Was it Shaka Zulu? It was most likely to be Shaka Zulu or another king. One of the concubines sleep with another dude. He had all the 40 concubines drowned. One of the eunuch, because removing a man tools doesn't mean this man is disabled. There are other ways, other things this man can do. And they find rumors that does, because you don't leave. Remember, a man is still a man. No matter if this man was a cowboy, so to speak, he's still a man. He can perform a manly duty. When you left, sometimes the princess and the queen never allowed to leave the castle until the day of their death. Anybody watch that movie, the Carnival Roll? Not a movie, the series Carnival Roll on not Netflix. What's the name of this thing? Amazon Prime, Carnival Roll. Amazon. Thank you, teacher. Anybody else? Rini Maki. If you watch the whole series, you will see what I'm saying. You have to watch the whole series. You have to watch season 1 and not season 2. They only got one season. Season 2 is coming. You have to watch the whole thing. Carnival Row. You see the young daughter? She spent 26 years locked up in a giant mansion. She never get out. She never had any friend. Okay? And when she finally got out, you see what she did. I will shamelessly mention a show here. You can watch it at your own risk. It will show you what happened when you take men and women. You ban baking. We will have what happened. What when you ban baking in the midst of them. Shimoneta. Anybody familiar? I'm pretty sure. At least there's one. I don't want to feel alone here. No. Anybody familiar with Shimoneta? The story of Shimoneta, or even the anime Shimoneta or Shimonita. The boring concept. Really? Where's that brother Stardust? Brother usually got catch my dream. Brother, believe it or not, I dealt with something like that, man. I dealt with the women like this. Well, that cried as Hannah, but she was just like her. Well, okay, that's fine. If you're not familiar with Shimoneta, that's fine. What happened is when you take a woman, okay, that born being a woman, there will be certain things, there will be certain urges that need to explore. You see, the king or the sultan, well, we'll stay in the king. The king, they really rarely have time with the wife. They only use the wife for conception. If they need anything else, they use the concubine or wherever they just go, and then they're like, hey, I need somebody, and then you will have a bunch of women want to get down with the king. But the queen cannot do this. They put a bunch of eunuchs guarding the queen. Sometimes the urges could be so powerful, the queen forced one of the eunuch, to do things contrary to the eunuch, so to speak, to his duty. And once the king find out about that, they kill all the eunuch. If there's 200 in the castle, they cut off the head of all of them and they dump them in the sea. The same thing go for the concubine. One concubine slept with anybody else, all concubine die, and then they replace them. In an instant, you will have more people coming to take the place of those concubines. Okay? That's what it was back then. And that's why you understand when the gentleman made that fellow and the other holy book that I was reading made that ring that made him disappear, he went after the queen. And the queen did not give it a second thought. The moment he saw this man come up in his womb, he knew what that is. And the queen threw herself at the man. And they do that all the time until he went and show off to the queen friends and they find out he's the one that keep coming. The king find out the queen was too happy. He like, what the hell is going on? Oh, well, as long as my wife is happy, I'm stop. But the queen become way too happy. And then he investigated, found out that it was this dude. So princess, this was only limited to queens until the woman is married. Princess can go out there and do whatever the hell. And then after that, once the deed is done with you, they have you killed. So you won't go over there and soil their good reputation. That's why David was a little bit David was like, yeah, I don't think I want to get in your room now. Let's just, you and I and Jonathan just chill outside. Because he know for a fact, if he go there, he will do this. Yes, the story of Joseph and the wife of Potiphar. What's her name again? And if you read this story, you will understand how this thing used to go back then. Till this day, brethren. Till this day, the butlers, security guard, the bodyguard that work for men that are rich, they have women. Till this day, it never changed. Okay? Why did Daniel or the Hebrews were called Enochs? Enochs. The reason why the Hebrew men, especially Daniel, was referred as a eunuch, because in our culture, you don't sleep with another woman that is not from your tribe or your sister's tribe. When they caught our men, they took all the priests, because they know the priest is like the germ. They brought the priest in there. The king give it like, so they won't touch the priestly tribe, because the priest, the moment something will happen, they know, they warn the people, they don't listen, they fled. A few of them stayed. So when they took Daniel, or any, except for Judah don't give a crap. You put Judah anywhere, just make sure there's no women there, because those women would be pregnant. So, but the priests, the Levites, they respect the law. They don't want to sleep with the other women. So therefore, Daniel was called a eunuch, but that doesn't mean his member was missing. There was a lot of people, there was a lot of men they call eunuchs because they don't sleep with certain women. And then the eunuch was another word for cowboy back then, because they could not get up. There are some medicine you give to a man, this man is dead forever. He won't get up. His third leg is done, he's gone. There are certain things you can do, this man will never get up. They call those men eunuchs, okay? Zuilika was Potiphar's wife. Okay, if you read the story of what Zuilika made, Joseph spent somewhere around 9 years in prison. Every single day and night she come to Joseph during those 9 years. She put him in there and did the same thing. If you read the story of Abbasis, when Abbasis went talking to the princess, the Egyptian princess, she threw herself at him. He refused. He got him in prison every day. He come and then tell him, like, you're gonna do this ish. If you don't do this, I'll have you killed. Because they can do that, brothers. They do that all the time. The princesses were horrible back then. If it was the queen that did this, something would have happened. But princesses were horrible. They will go, princess usually will go on a trip in another country. They just slept with the whole country and have all those men killed. They used to travel with bodyguards, usually female of their own, and have those men killed right after they done it. They were horrible people, brethren. If you met a princess back then, run. Or they can go ahead and call their father. Or if they like a man, they will just go ahead and tell the king, Daddy, I want him. And the king gonna come to you and say, hey, you, my daughter wants you. And there's nothing you can say. The king, your life belongs to the king, man. The king come and get you for his daughter. Better get your ass over there. And then if the princess got enough of you, and then say, I don't want him anymore, dispose of him. They cut off your head and go drop you in the river or in the sea. That's all. Anytime they drop you in the sea, it's because there's too much of you. If you drop too much people in the land, their body will stink too much, and then there will be worms and maggots. There will be another plague. But if you drop them in the sea, the fish will eat them. That's it. It was horrible back then, man. Things like that still going on, brothers. There was a horrible video, it's still online, where Arab men tie up an African brother to a chair. He was beating that African brother. He was beating him. He bit the guy. He couldn't even breathe, the amount of beat the guy. But when he was beating the guy, he was saying certain things in another language that I understand. Come to find out, he hired this African fellow to be a servant, to be a slave. And the slave was putting so much work on his wife. And the wife fell in love with the slave. And then he didn't do anything to the wife. The wife said, well, it's not me. It's the slave that came in onto me. And he beat the guy. The video is still there. He beat the dude. He tied up the dude the hand. He beat the dude. He beat the dude. I think he killed him. They didn't show that, but I think he killed the dude. Because if you do this, they'll kill you. So back then, you got to be very, very careful. So that's when the dude put the ring on his ear. He heard Mongo. Okay? He heard that what's his name again? The emperor of Mongol. What's that dude name? He was a black dude. He pretty much conquered China. He conquered a bunch of places. Attilan, the Attilan. Why can I forgot the name of the dude? Attilan the Hun or Hun the Attilan and stuff. He had the Mongol emperor. Okay, he heard him. When you put those rings, you hear big people. Yeah, Attila the Hun. Not Genghis Khan, but Attila. Okay, Genghis Khan and Attila, I believe they are two different. Okay, they are two different people. Man, I'm slipping in history here. But anyway, he heard the Mongolian emperor, okay? He heard the Mongolian emperor say he will attack China in the next few coming days, so to speak. And then the voice flipped it, and then he heard somebody say, did you hear that? The Sultan and the Sultan wife has been compromised. All the eunuchs were kidnapped, and then all their heads were cut off, and they throw them in the sea. When things like that happen, one of the eunuch was not a eunuch. Okay? One of the eunuch was not a eunuch. Because at one point, when a woman is alone with a bunch of men, they will start a fire. Whether this man can get up, he can't get up, something will be done. It doesn't have to be there. Things doesn't have to be getting in. This woman will find a way with one of those men. And if it's done with one of those men, all of them are dead. If one concubine, they don't need proof, brethren. They don't need proof. Only rumors. If they heard a rumor of one concubine, even look another man in the eye, or a eunuch, well, the eunuch used to be the guy that literally, bathed the women, okay, wash all these women, wash her back and everything, all the parts. As a woman, you have a man washing you, and your husband haven't touched you in years, and you never see other men out there. You're locked up in a castle. There will be some natural reaction. Things will happen, and all those men get killed. Sometimes they every time they get the eunuchs, they get killed. They don't get any more eunuchs. They get other women, and then the whole thing just gone. Back then, man, things were different. When you are reading those old books and you are asking those people, you're like, damn, wow. Especially if that woman become queen without a husband, without a king. She'll do a lot of stuff, man. You won't believe the kind of things those people can do, because they didn't have nobody can come in over there and they can tell them anything. They can do everything. There was a story of a Russian queen. I forgot her name. she used to, well, they say, but well, we'll say it's a rumor. She used to go around, have young women, young virgin girls kidnapped, slit their throat, and then take all their blood, fill up her bathtub, and bathe in there so she can stay young. I forgot her name. And she was so rich, they just say it's a rumor, but it was true. The moment she read, because back women always wanted to stay young, and is that what that is? Was it Elizabeth Bathory? I believe it's one of the Elizabeth, but I forgot which one. She used to have young girls kidnapped, slit their throat, let them bleed to death in the bathtub, and bathe like every other day so she can stay young. She bathe in the blood. Those people used to do horrible things, Virgin. They did terrible things. Disney made the whole princess thing cute and all that. Princesses, they were not cute, Virgin. They weren't cute, man. Those princesses were like, if they like a man, you better like them. And you better don't make any mistake, because if you make any mistake, you will be killed. Anyway, that's why they killed the eunuchs, okay? Anytime you heard they cut off all the eunuchs are dead, that means one of them, there was a rumor. It doesn't have to be true. All someone have to say, I don't know, man, I see you looking at the queen on her way. And then the king heard that, all of them get killed. So that's what it is. All right? Talisman et anneau acoustique. We're done with this, okay? So this is the talisman that allow you to hear things anywhere. Okay, if you have this ring, you can just say Pentagon, and then you just put it in your ear. You just hear every conversation that's going on in the Pentagon, White House, Vladimir Putin, and then you hear everything. Somebody's talking back behind your back. You say the name of the person, you can hear everything. Or you can say, you can just filter the conversation. You can put it in your hand. You say, I want to hear all the conversation the Gentiles is having about taking our people down. What's their plan? You will hear everything. No one will hear you. No one will see you. No one will even know you are listening. It felt like the person, just like what I'm talking to you, that's how it is. You can say, I want to hear what's going on in China right now. What's the Chinese president is saying? You can hear it. Not even if they are speaking another language, you will understand it. Because the Mongolians speak another language, the French guy understand it because he can hear it. That's how powerful this thing is. All right? La poule noire, lorsqu'il me remit entre les mains, il ajouta, avec 2 mots que je vais vous apprendre et déplaçant cet anneau au petit doigt de votre main gauche et le talisman sur l'oreille droite, l'homme le plus discret vous dévoilera lui-même ses pensées les plus cachées. Voici les 2 mots. Okay, somebody can, Sister C, can you put the 2 words that he said here? En ajoutant un troisième mot qui est, there's a third word, vous plus grands ennemis ne pourront s'empêcher de publier hautement leurs projets contre vous. Pour vous en convaincre, je vais vous faire paraître devant vous un bey du Caire. Il vous fera part de tous les projets contre les France. Now, he said, within this ring, there will be not any person, any men, women, or anyone you wish to know their thoughts, you will. If you want to know what your enemy is planning, you will. With those 2 words, you will be able to read people's thoughts. Those 2 words are what the sister just typed here. He said, with those 2 words, you can read the thoughts. He said here, let me give you a third one. The third one will allow them to come and tell you their plan. The third word will allow you, if you say the enemy will come up, they will just come up to you and say, this is my plan. This is what they will come. You see the way that he said, The way it is hard like technology, okay? Hard like technology, aka hologram. But the hologram is real. He said, let me show you. He said, let me show you how it works. Say the three words. Say the first two and say the last. And I will show you a bay. Um, in Egypt, does somebody know what's the definition of the word bay? Bey. It's like one of those one of those army guy from the Egyptian, they call him bay. Uh, the conscious community. There is so much bay in there. The Moroccan stuff. The bay. Anybody catch my drift? Anybody catch the drift? Bay, Bey. He said, I will make you hear what the Egyptian army is saying against the French army, how they're gonna take them out. He said those three words. The moment he saw those three words, he saw the captain of the Egyptian army appear in front of him, right in front of him, and tell him the plan, how they're gonna take the French army down. Yeah, or more. Thank you, or Moroccan Bay, or more. Okay, all right. And when you're talking about those more, that's not the Moroccan over there in Morocco. They are talking about North America. I don't want to get involved into this nonsense, but that's what they are talking about. Okay. The Al Bay, yes, it's a but the Bay, the Bey, it stands for some kind of captain, some chief. But anyway, when he said it, the guy come right in front of it. He said, "Yeah, well, we have this plan. We're gonna take the French down that way. That's it." He said that's the three words. You can know what your enemy gonna do to you. If you want to know somebody thoughts, you will know it. That person won't even know you know. That's the power of this ring, so to speak. All right. Il dit au génie, that word, et celui-ci disparaît comme un éclair et un quart d'heure, il revient avec le B qui dit.
Okay, is there something I can help you with?
Siri, cancel.
There's nothing to cancel.
Yeah, well, you keep listening to me and I'm not even talking to you, so cancel. All right. You see, I lost my stuff here. Where is it? Is that what that is? Oh, il dit au génie, c'est que lui disparaît comme un éclair dedans, un quart d'heure, avec le all right. So again, you see this thing throw me off in that story, man. When he said the last word, a genie come up, the genie come up right in front of him, and then he said, "Go get this guy" and stuff like that. And then the genie went with the hard light technology and bring the actual captain of the Egyptian army, and then he bring him right in front of the dude, and then he tell him like, we had made an alliance with the English, and I missed this, so the French gonna be beaten, something like that he said. And then after that, it disappeared with the old man, and the old man say a word. He said a word that began with Z. He said this word Z, and then they disappear. Le mufti. Okay, that's the word. Sister S just type it there. It says that word, and then everything disappears. Le mufti de la grande mosquée, va apparaître à vos yeux et vous montrera un manuscrit d'un ouvrage qu'il compose. Il y a refusé de communiquer à ses meilleurs amis et même du grand vizir. Damn. He said, a mufti, what do they call in the Islamic religion the high priest? What's they call it? The guy that is in charge of the mosque. He's the high fellow. I forgot the name of it, but they call it the mufti. Okay, the mufti. Well, imam. There is another one that is above the imam. Imam or imam. I believe it's imam. Damn it, the French and everything. No, not assaulting, but the guy, the mosque, you see, imam. Yeah, I believe it's an imam. Whether it's the imam or the guy that is above the imam, the noble imam, whatever. He said, let me show you. Say this word, you will have the great imam. Well, literally, this is what he said. He said, say this word, you will have the Pope himself come and show you a book that he never even show it to his best friend, to his associate, to his family, to his initiate. This book has all the secrets in it. And then he said it, the imam came in right in front of him with the book, and he opened it. He saw all the secret that is in this book. See, this is the kind of knowledge we lost, brethren. We're wondering why Solomon knew all those things. Remember, in the book of the Clavicula Salomonis, Solomon made it a law. He told his son, Rehoboam, he said, share this knowledge with your friend. Do not keep this knowledge for yourself. All those stuff this high priest was saying, so to speak, the old man, he got it from the book of Solomon. The so-called Clavicula Salomonis is a basic book, just like the Bible. See, Clavicula Salomonis is the basic Bible, the basic magic Bible. Once you know Clavicula Salomonis, you know the Pentacle and stuff. Once you discover them, and then you will say, okay, I want, you see those things, brethren? He made them himself. He made them himself. For example, if I become an adept, I'm like, okay, I want a ring. You know what? Let me forge a ring that I can copy myself 1,000 times. And then I make a ring, and then I just say a few words, thousands of me appear. Real me, concrete with flesh and blood. I copy myself 1,000 times, or I just pull them on the 1,000 universe where I'm a scumbag. I don't have any dream. I just pull them, and I say, go over, go around the world, and then live your life, whatever. And then I'm just like doing my stuff. And people say, wait, didn't I just met you in New York? What are you doing here in Florida? You know me, I'm in Florida. But let me call you. And then you call me in New York. I'm speaking to you in New York, and I'm right in front of you. You know, I could be anywhere. I could be everywhere at the same time, anytime. I can travel anywhere. You can do those things. That's what the Most High put you here to do. Live like a God. Subdue the earth. If you can imagine it, you can make it. If I ever had this power, I will never fly, commercial. When I fly my own private jet, it's just because I'm flying with someone. I don't want to know that person to know my power. If I want to go anywhere, I just fly through the ley line, and then I'm there. You can do anything, brethren. Anything you could possibly ever imagine. You will decide when you're going to die. You will decide. You can free your people with it. Okay, the reason why those guys could not free us, most of them were our people, because we were under the curse. You can do a lot of things, man. So we lost those things, and now slowly but surely we are getting back onto them. We are getting back. There are people out here that are already born, quote unquote, initiate. You can do those things. You see, just like you see a few, I really love it when we have a few people here. Only a few people are interested in that. Most of our people, they don't want to hear anything like that. That's why it is only a few people will be able to access those things. Only a few of you. That's why I like the most. He like a few people. The underdog. That's all. A lot of our people, they are about the most. But when it comes to this lifestyle, they're not about it. But you all, some of you, there is no doubt. Just like the master says some of them, they will reach earlier than we had predicted. Don't be counting on me, man. I'm waiting for Big Levi to come there and explain to me what he saw on the other side. If I have the ability to build those things, you won't be seeing Big Levi anywhere, man. You won't be seeing. You will heard of me places. I'll be doing so much scumbag stuff out there. You won't be able to hear from me, man. Oh, I'll do a lot of things. There are some things that I have in my mind. I'm like, yo, certain people speak smack. I'll just like, anyway, man. All right. So he said, oh yes, there you go. The grand visit. Okay, what's that's what they call this guy. Okay, the grand visit. Okay, that's he came in with the book and show him all the secrets that is in there. Je fis ce qui a été indiqué plus haut, et bientôt le mufti parut et déposa son manuscrit sur la table et me disant, three words, ce qui veut dire dans la langue des mages, lisez, croyez. Oh, okay, all right. He said two words. The sultan brought the book in front of him and said two words, okay? He said, read and believe, okay? The mufti, okay? Those guys are high initiate, all right? He said those two words, which mean read and believe. That's the language of the sage, all right? All right? I think I can say those words because that's what it meant, but I'm not gonna say it. Okay, he said read and believe, and then he started reading, and then he started believing. Okay. Le vieillard le regardait affectueusement, il lui tendit la main et prononça avec douceur et expression this word, et le mufti après être incliné disparut. Rendez-moi le talisman et l'anneau, me dit le vieillard. So once the mufti came in, okay. He said he brought the book in front of the dude. He put it on the table. He opened it to say, read and believe. And then after that, he looked at the old man, and then he looked at the old man with the air of respect. And then the old man give him his hand, and then the mufti bow down before him, and then he disappeared. That means they know each other. That means the mufti, the so-called the imam, knew this guy, okay, and he knew he was a high initiate, and he knew who he was. That's why he bowed down in front of him, and then he left. He acknowledged him. See, all those religions around the world, they had good stuff in it. Those were all our people things, but the Gentiles put their filthy hands upon it. They bastardize everything. And then after that, he said, "Give me the talisman," and then he give it, and then he put it on the stuff. Okay, talisman et anneau constructeur. Let me see where we can stop. We will stop. Huh. All right. Okay, we'll stop in a place. Okay. Talisman et anneau constructeur, which literally means pentacle or talisman of construction ring. Talisman that is there to construct, to make construction. Construction about what? I don't know. Ils vous serviront, me dit-il, à mettre en activité le nombre de génies que vous voudrez vous faire sur les champs pour les ouvrages que vous désirez entreprendre et arrêter les travaux qui pourraient vous être contraires. Les mots magiques sont 1, 2, 3. Sister, please put this in the chat, the 3 words you said. Nous ne ferons point d'expérience dans ce moment. Demain, nous irons sur les bords du Nil et nous ferons construire un pont d'une seule arc sur lequel nous passerons de l'autre côté du fleuve. Attendez, en attendant, voici les. Voici les. He said, this is the construction ring. He said, this ring, if you say those 3 words, you will have thousands of genie that will come and build whatever you want. You want to build a house? They will build it. You want to build a car, or you want to build an airplane? Whatever that you want to build, anything you want to construct, they will build it. He said, excuse me. He said, we can do this in here right now. Tomorrow, we'll go next to the Nile. We'll have them build a bridge that will cross the Nile from this side to the other in a single day. Not even in a whole day, in a few hours. They will just build this bridge like so fast. Now you see how our people back in the so-called the Le Moyen Age, the Middle Ages, used to build those giant castles that they don't need AC or furnace to keep them warm. In the winter, dead winter, the castle are warm. Now you see how people build certain pyramids, certain things that is unexplainable. Now you see how people used to build city. Now you understand that certain things that are below us are built by those entities. They can construct and build anything you could possibly imagine. Now let's say one of us have quote unquote this power. We can build a literal city for our people. Or if you don't want to do that, you just build a house. You get the land and then you build this house right there in a single day. Anything you want to build, anytime your roof is leaking, you just say the word, they come up, they build it. You can build an entire city with those beings. It's not like you need to do any work. You just say, I want to build me a crystal city with the crystal technology. Only I and my people can get in there. The one that have the heart pure and uncovered. In a fraction of a second, they build you this city. This is the kind of power the Mighty One gave unto you, and you had to throw it up and swallow up the vomit of the Gentiles. What is his vomit? Work. When you work, get this money, give it to him. He will build you this house. And every year, well, you're gonna have to pay every month for that, whatever loan that you take. That is, if you take a loan, and every year you'll pay taxes on the house, on the land that you bought in your own land. This is what they did to you. Can you imagine you got this type of power? You build your own stuff on your own land, and the Gentiles come in and say, pay taxes. You know what you can do to them? You know what you can do to the IRS if you have this type of power? You know what you can do to the world if you have this type of power? One of the reasons our ancestors, or well, not really our ancestors, the high initiate, the reason why they couldn't do anything to the so-called the 83, because they were under order not to hurt them. Let them enjoy their blessing. Let them enjoy their blessing. Enjoy your stuff privately. Some of our people had this power. They had no law or no right to interfere with what the Gentiles were doing. They were killing our people, destroying our people. You couldn't do anything because it was their time. Now the blessing is done. This power is returning unto us. Now, who will stop us? Who will stop one of us if we get this type of power? Say no more. Get the hell off our land. You know what you can do? Say no more, no more. Get the hell off. The one that wish to say you will pay rent, you will pay everything. The one that are doing all those things, get the hell off. You really don't need a government when you got things like that. You will live and make a righteous society. Something bad happened, the two people come to you, you need to judge the matter. You just call two of those things, say what's going on here. Who's the innocent? Say this guy's the innocent, and then they just project what happened, and then the other person got punished. The one that is innocent got reward. Somebody keep gossiping and then causing all sort of nonsense and discord in the community. You say, who's doing that? And then you just say to the ring, who's doing this? And you can hear the person gossiping, and then you take this person, you either expel this person or you give this person some kind of hot rock to hold in their hands to teach them. And this community will watch after each other. We don't gossip. This is the kind of power and the kind of knowledge that we had lost. But the Mighty One is giving it unto us slowly but surely. Talisman et anneau destructeur. Now you had the knowledge, you have the ring that can constructing things. Now you had a ring that can destroy ring, disconstructing. You can destroy things with this one, okay? Ils ont la propriété de tout détruire et commander aux éléments de faire tomber la foudre, la grêle, les étoiles, au tremblement de terre, aux aux naufrages, oh ouais, ou tombe de terre et de mer, et de préserver nos amis de tous les accidents. Voici les mots qui vous prononcez. Les numéros indiquent chaque chose que l'on peut opérer. Number one, vous prononcez that word, okay? Number two, you pronounce this word. Number three, that word. Number four, that word. Number five, this word. Number six, that word. He said, this ring. He said, this ring. He said, this ring will able you to destroy anything. You can strike with lightning. You can cause hailstorm. You can even make the star fall on the earth. You can make earthquake. You can make hurricane. You can literally like levitate the sea and cover the whole state of Florida with this rain. Okay, and each of those things they have one word you can say. Each of those words can say stuff. They are them. Number one, just like the sister said, number one, if you want to cause a lightning strike, you say that word. Number two, if you wanna make hailstorm, a snowstorm, you say that word. Okay, that's what he said. All right. Ce talisman vil talisman et anneau pour se rendre invisible. Pentacle or talisman to render yourself invisible. Ce talisman et anneau vous rendront invisible à tous les regards, même aux yeux des génies. Le grand être seul pourra être témoin de vos démarches et de vos actions. Vous pénétrez partout au sein des mers, dans les entrailles de la terre. Vous pourrez parcourir également les airs. Et aucune action des hommes ne pourra vous être cachée. Dites seulement 4 words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Je répète ces 4 mots à travers le mur et le pyramide se vit de Arabes qui étaient dans la plaine, qui profitaient de l'obscurité pour fouiller dans un tombeau où ils croyaient trouver quelque chose de précieux. Vous pourrez quand vous voudrez éprouver les autres choses que vous ai annoncées. Il suffira seulement de placer l'anneau successivement aux différents endroits de la main droite. Ce talisman vous servira aussi en le retournant, en vous transporter dans telle partie du monde que vous jugerez convenable sans courir aucun danger. Prononcez seulement ce nom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said, this ring is able to make you invisible. Not only that, once you become invisible with this ring, only the mighty one himself can see you. Not even the genie, not even the demon, not man. No one can see you except the mighty one. He said, not only that, you can use this ring. You can travel anywhere in the air. You can penetrate the earth so deep in the kingdom of the known. You can penetrate the air. You can literally go anywhere. You will know every secret of every man ever known. He said you can travel everywhere a part of this earth without fearing any one single of your air loss. He said, and then he said, try it. Stop, cancel.
I couldn't find try, stop, cancel in your Apple Music library. You can ask me to play a radio station or ask for your music on a different app.
No, thank you. Thank you. All right, then. Good. Now, he said those 3 words. And then he saw 2 Arabs. He looked at the wall in the pyramid. All of a sudden, the wall become transparent. And then his eyes can zoom out. And when his eyes zoom out through the wall, you can see clearly 2 Arabs that are walking on the they are tipping toe around, and then they are digging. They are digging like a tomb. And then they're trying to see if they can steal something that was precious in there. And then that's what they were looking. He said, you can Vous voudrez éprouver les autres choses que vous avez annoncées. Just put it in your right hand and say, this talisman will serve you. It can transport you anywhere around the world, whenever, without no danger. All you have to say, you say those 4 words. Let me see if the sister put it over there. Okay, those are the 4 words the sister put over there. Okay, let me see. Let me see if we're going to stop here. Avec ce talisman mis dans la main gauche, vous voyez.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
There you go. All right. Oh boy. He said, with the talisman that are in your left hand, you all you have to do is put the ring in your finger, and then go to any place that is locked, any locking mechanism. You just type it, and then you say those 3 words, 1, 2, 3, it will open. Whatever, anything that is locked, whether it's a lock combination, whether it's a giant bank vault, all you have to do, you just come up upon it, you say those 3 words, you type it, and this thing will unlock. You got somebody in prison, in jail, whatever this place, if it's locked, it will open. Guess what? There is a pentacle of the sun, of the moon. Okay, the Levanahites have a pentacle of the moon that can open any door. Any door. That means any gate. Those things can open portal. You can go anywhere. This ring. Okay, je fis apprendre et mettrai rien de pouvoir ouvrir le clé. Je toucherai à l'anneau pour ne pas le manger. The old man give him a box that is locked. Okay, he put the ring, and then he pronounced those 3 words, and then he touched the lock, and then it opened by itself. It just opened, and then he pushed the head. It opened up. This talisman allow you to open anything. You forgot your key inside of your car door. I don't know why would you drive a car, but anyway, you just say this word, it opened. Somebody is getting handcuffed. You say some word, it will open. You go anywhere, any door that is locked, you can open it. You find any treasure, the box is locked, you can say this word, it will open. There is not a locked thing that you cannot unlock, whether it's locked traditionally or electronically. This goes for any computer, any phone that you find that is locked. The moment you find this phone, you say those 3 words, it tap, the phone will unlock. Any computer, anything that have a code in it that is like any email, you can get into with any password, anything you want to get into, it will work. Anything, it will work. As long as it is locked or password or whatever, you can unlock it. Wherever they hide things, again, yes, a bank vault, it will open. Talisman et anneau dominateur. Ils vous serviront pour détruire tous les projets que l'on vous fera former contre vous. Et si quelque génie voulait s'opposer à vos volontés, vous les forciez à se soumettre à vous. En plaçant le talisman sur votre main gauche et appuyant sur la table, l'anneau second doigt et la main droite de vous dire en bas, voir these words. That's like 6 words, right? 5 words. Les mêmes talismans ont une propriété aussi extraordinaire et agréable. Ils vous donneront toutes les vertus, tous les talents et le penchant pour faire le bien, pour changer toutes les substances qui cherchent de mauvaise qualité et les rendre excellents. Pour le premier objet, en élevant le talisman et l'anneau placé en la première phalange du 3e doigt. Okay? I believe this is the Shabbatite finger. Okay, the Shabbatite finger. All right, phalange, you put it in your 3rd Shabbatite finger. Okay, they call those phalange. Okay, you put it in this one. All right. Troisième, la main gauche, ouais, on the left hand, de prononcer le mot pour le second, vous annonce, voici maintenant. All right. So he said, this talisman, this ring, you can put it in your third finger, okay, which is called the Shabbatite finger, okay, the third finger, okay. This is Noga, this is the deck, this is Shabbatite, this is Shemesh, and this one, I believe this is the moon. No, the moon is somewhere, right? I believe this one is Mercury, Kokav, I believe, okay? So you put it in the Shabbatite finger. This ring allow you to dominate anyone. If one of the genie refuse to do something that you tell them to do, you can force it with this ring. Those are the three words or 5 words you said. He said not only you can do this, you can pour les premiers même les temps sont propriétés aux 6 heures de carrière before the only want to level to let them. He said all the this thing, this ring, not only it can make you those things, but it can give you the virtue. That means you can actually don't need the ring. You just said, okay, I want your virtue. It just give you the virtue. And then whoever you want to dominate, whatever you want to dominate in, you want to dominate in basketball, you are Michael Jordan instantly. You want to dominate in golf, you are Tiger Woods instantly. You want to dominate in football, oh boy, O.J. Simpson. But anyway, you want to dominate in anything. You want to dominate in math and science and stuff. This thing gives you the virtue to dominate people. All right? So, let me see if we have one last one. What's it left? All right, we'll stop at page 46. We'll take the last one. Okay, talisman et anneau Manasseh. I'm not quite sure what Manasseh means. Somebody look that up. Panachi or Manasseh. P-A-N-A-C-E-E. What does it say in the English version, 46? Let me see what that is. Ce talisman et ce anneau vous serviront en connaître tous les minéraux et les végétaux, les vertus, les propriétés pour les posséder pour la médecine universelle. Okay. He said this ring and this talisman will allow you to know all the secrets of the minerals and the plants and their virtue to heal, for medicine, or to do anything. Yeah, I think it's panacea, something like that. Okay, so this talisman will allow you to know the secret of the minerals, the herbs, the virtue, what they can do to heal, and medicine and universal stuff. Okay. He said there is no disease. Okay, panacea cure all. Okay, it's a ring that will cure everything, all disease. Diabetes, you put this ring on, you just push it to someone, that person cure. High blood pressure, cancer, headaches, fibroid, typhoid, tuberculosis, COVID, and all the other scumbag stuff out there that are killing people. You just put this ring and then you just touch this person, them. Yeah, it's like the second pentacle of Madim. That now you know it is the second pentacle of Madim children. This is from the second pentacle of Madim. It gives you a version of it. You know, you don't have to draw the pentacle, but you got a ring. He said the same talisman serve you to when you're in danger in the midst of animals, like ferocious animal. It can make if you have this talisman in your hand, any ferocious animal like a lion, a tiger, or giant snake that attack you, they will become docile. You can even control them with this animal. All right, we'll stop here on page 47. Give the mighty one great praise, great glory, beloved brothers and sisters. Give the mighty one praise and glory. We stop in page 47. We just learn a little something, brethren. Okay, we just share a little knowledge. That's all. That's all that is. You just learn. That's all. Certain things that you see, the virtue of certain things that you didn't know, certain things that you had rejected. You knew them, but because you were under the slavery, under the curse, you had forget them. Those things are possible. They can be built. Now, let me clear something, brethren. You don't just go ahead because you get this book, you think you can get you know the words and you can go ahead, you can build them. That's not how it works. Remember, he had to become an initiate. And who can initiate you? Another high initiate. And these signs. All right? Or you can somewhat make a petition and try to initiate yourself. If the angels see that you are worthy to be an initiate, they will initiate you, but it is no joke. If you're reading the initiation into Hermetic, it is no joke, son. It is no joke. This is not for everyone. That's why not everyone can have it. But all we need, brethren, is one person to have this power, and that's it. If we have one person in the nation that we have this, we will be able to form our own place. Nobody won't even know where this place is. They won't even know what happened. All of a sudden, they will just don't see us. And then we will leave whatever or that long or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making things up. So, any question, beloved, regarding to the book? Yeah, initiation into Hermetic is no joke. Any question? Any question before we leave the nation in peace? If there is no more question, beloved, we'll leave the nation in peace. They sold those talismans, they sold those pentacles, okay? They are on Etsy. They are about $2,000. I don't know will they work. I don't know. But if I had 2 G's, I would have bought them. Those are priceless. A talisman, you can build whatever you want. For 2 G's, I would have bought it. But all we need is one of the nation to become an initiate, man. All we need is one of you. That's all. Could be me, could be you. Could be you, could be me. Could be one of us. As long as the person that has their heart that is pure and you really want to help all people righteously, brethren. Not all of us deserve help, man. Not all of us. Not all of us deserve help. You know, not everybody deserve help. I was speaking this with Sensei today concerning a young man that he lost his mind. The reason why he lost his mind because he took out one of his mother-in-law. He took his mother-in-law left eye or right eye out. They were arguing, and then he took a blunt object and poked the eye out. And then the mother-in-law went to one of those old Haitian druid, and then they removed his spirit. He become one of those dudes in the street talking to himself. I have the video here. He was a young engineer. And when the people saw him in the street, they shamed him because he doesn't deserve. When he begged for money, they don't give it to him because they know he poked the mother-in-law eye out. He is an evil son of a gun. That's the dude. All right, they made him saying this word every day until the sun rise, the sunset for the rest of his life. He was an engineer. He was studying to be engineer. There was an argument, and then he called the mother-in-law stupid. You don't go to school. You don't have any education. And then in the process, he took like a blunt object, and then he poked the eye. And then what he's saying. He's reciting a part of a lesson that he learned in a book. So what had happened based on what the masters that was doing the lesson, when he was studying to go to an exam, and that's when the entity enter him, and then he stay in the loop. So the entity black his mind between 3 to 4 seconds. That's the time he leaving. He said the stuff that he was saying in the book, and then he keep repeating it. He said it to stop, he repeated it. He said he can say that the whole day, the moment the sun up and sun down. He said it, and he keeps saying it. He keeps saying it every single day. He keeps saying it. He keeps saying it. He trapped. And then when you see those people in the street, you say, oh man, look at this guy. I feel so bad for him. You don't know what this person did, man. Okay, what he did not deserve death because they judge him to the astral point, and then they say this is what he deserved, and then they just loop his mind, and then he's in the street. That happened a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. Now they don't know where he is. They don't know where he is. He just went fully mad. That's why certain people you see in the street talking to themselves and doing things, you have no idea what those people done. You don't know what they did. You know, you have no. That's one of the lessons when Sensei was talking to us, because he said just in case one of us possess certain power, you can deliver people. Not everyone deserves to be delivered. Certain people that look like you and me, they are horrible people. They don't deserve to be helped. You gotta let them go through the punishment. Now, this young man got to go through this he's a young guy. He was 21. He gotta go through this until he die. And then when he come back, if he learn his lesson, he won't go back to it again. So we have to be very careful when we see things happen to certain people, and we won't go ahead and go to their rescue, because that's what we learn in the Christian church. Save everybody except for us. Give unto everybody. Don't save anything for you. That's the lesson Sensei was teaching. And then he gave me this movie called Canes. And in French, it's called Le Pacte avec le Diable with Michael Madsen. But in English, it's called Canes. Canes. The Canes are not Canes. For those of you that study, quote unquote, the mysticism, you study occult stuff, you see the cane that they have is not a cane at all. It looks like a cane, but that's not what it is if you watch the movie. Do not step into those people karma, man. Don't do that. You don't know what those people did. You don't know what they did. Yeah, he did this thing, and then he went out there. He said stuff, he boasts, and then the mother-in-law comes. She looked for justice, and then they're like, okay, well, since you're alive, he did not kill you, but what he did, he took one of your eye out. They took his mind. He took his mind. He took his mind, man. It's sad when you look at it, but yo, so certain things, or he keeps saying the same thing. That's when the entity jumped in him. Okay, that's what happened. That's why both are good. The so-called angels, what did this to him is a demon. That's why you need both. Certain things somebody did to you, you send a demon after them, make them pay. That's what that is, man. This is righteousness right there. He lost his damn mind. All he has to do, he has to repeat that every single day. He's stuck in that loop. And then when he finally stopped, he look around, and then he begin again. He stop on a 4, 5, 6 second loop. Loop. Whatever man soweth, that shall you reap. That's what you're gonna reap, man. You take someone eye out because there was a mild dispute. Okay, you decide that you're gonna take a ice pick and gouge that person eye out. They did this to you. Be careful with karma, man. Okay, we have a sister in the nation that have a sister. Okay, she's done a few. She's not in the truth. Okay, she did something she was not supposed to do, and now she's being dealt with. And the other sister, there's nothing she can do. She like, yo, I want to help my sister. I love her to death, but she doesn't listen. And then when we consult the masters, they say, okay, well, if your sister was in the womb, she was in the womb, there's nothing we can do for her. If we try to do something for her, it will fail on us. If you help her out, you're going to have to lose her arm. If you help her out, you're going to have to lose her leg. If you help her out, you're gonna have to lose your son, your daughter, a family member, because that's the price. That's what your sister did. She has to pay. But I love her. I want to help her. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to give your vision? Are you willing to give your ability to speak? If you're willing to give that, then your sister will pass. Some of our people, we're gonna have to let them go through these things, man. We have to let them go through it because they've done horrible things. And the sister never tell her what she did, but the master saw what she did, and it was not good at all. It was not good. So you gotta be careful, man. When you have family members that are going to certain things, and they come unto you, you do your best. Let them go, man. You don't want to partake in people drama. That's why the good books tell you, come out of here, my people. It's not just come out of my Babylon, brethren. Come out of other people's life. Sometimes your heart are too good. You get them in their life. You're not coming out of her, and then you to partake in their destruction. You come out of them. Come out of certain people, brothers, sisters, relatives. You don't know what those people been doing. Friends, come out of her. Let it be, man. Let it be. All right, beloved, I will leave you with peace. Today is Noga, to the Noga out there. Thank you for lending us your strength, your love, your kindness. We love you so much. I love the nation, and I love all of you. Brethren, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you in peace. Tomorrow, I will see you, folks. I'll say fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever. Study to show thyself approved. Thank you for all of you that helped me, beloved sister Elsie, and everybody here that helped me with the word of powers. Okay, we just give you those words as a reference, but we do not tell anyone to go out there and repeat them. Some of you could be an initiate, you don't even know this, and you invoke something that you don't have anything to give it. Okay, treat those words with respect. We don't say them out of respect. We have them, we put them there, okay, and then we keep them away from children, from profane. We have to respect the law. The law say, do not give unto the dogs or the swine, the pigs or whatever. The profane, you keep them away from it. Of course, we study live. If a profane see this word, they go out there, they do their things. That's on their own. You know why? They take the seed, they go out there, they sow it. When the harvest time come, I ain't gonna go ahead and do your and reap it for you, son. I didn't sow it. You did. Selah, so be it.